Okay, we can start. Well, now from Australia and Finland, we go to our neighborhood land, Hungary, and we salute our friends and colleagues from Hungary, Laszlo, and from library, you will say it in proper way in your language. So we are very happy to see your video, and it's your last long time to speak. Yeah. Are you waiting for some other colleague to start, or you can just start your presentation?
No, we send Nika our video, so
okay.
We will let them.
We will play it on then.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, would you like to say something as an introduction to your video?
Sorry if you missed the rap part.
We will send you.
We will upload it later, the rap version.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So your video is going in just a moment.
Okay, that's it.
Okay, so you can see it, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, here it goes.
March 17, 2020, the pandemic shut down major services in Hungary, including public libraries and non-public libraries too, including us.
We are also scared when the number of infections increased, but we knew from the beginning that we have to somehow guarantee some kind of services to our readers. The best possible, adapted to the situation that is possible and yet safe. Librarians around the world have had to rethink their profession to enable services in this global pandemic. Our readers were eager to continue to use our service, so we had to hurry to come up with new ideas to serve them.
The rules in Hungary were clear. No gathering, no contact within 1.5 meters, and face masks were, and still are, compulsory for everyone. So with these rules, we could not continue our usual service in the villages. And if that wasn't enough, the restrictions meant we had to spend 3 or 2 days, sometimes the whole week at home, but sometimes this time could be extended to 2 or 3 weeks if we came into contact with a COVID positive person. Our first idea was to send book packages to the local contacts in the village and through them to our readers. Just imagine how many emails, phone calls, messages take to make a real such an inventive service. It was not easy at all.
But we managed, even to our surprise, and our readers loved it. You know, the usual way to providing the service is to contact the local contact person or the major, and she or he informs the readers and delivers the books they need. But we have many villages where there is no contact person, so we had to find out other ways to reach our readers. For example, if you knew the phone number of one of our active readers, or if this person was one of our contacts on a social media site, we could ask for their help to reach our readers and even deliver parcels. In some cases, we were already in close contact with our readers, which means we had their contact details and could reach them.
In some villages, that was the success of the service. Normally, when they start using our bibliobuses, it is not compulsory to give their phone number or email address, but in these difficult times, it was a great help if someone did. As another alternative way of building an even closer relationship with them, we have created a Facebook group. We already had an official Facebook page, but we wanted something more personal where we could share information about the bibliobus and then they could ask questions at any time. As time went by and the epidemiological situation got better, we were allowed to visit the villages with our library vans, but still not with the bibliobuses, sadly. There was direct delivery, but we had to keep the existing rules. Face mask, social distancing, hand sanitizer. We went to 3 or 5 villages at a time, 4 or 5 times a month, and spent 30 or 60 minutes there. Normally, it's 1.5 hours.
Readers could choose documents from a few boxes full of new and sought-after books. Fortunately, we already knew the tastes of most of our readers, so we didn't take them unwanted or irrelevant books. When we contacted them in person or by phone, etc., they told us what they would like to read next time. Managing this form of service was a little bit different from the way we had to work before.
Imagine we had to decide what to bring them in 4 or 6 boxes instead of the 2,000 or 4,000 books that were still on the buses. We couldn't use our existing lending system, so we had to work offline. We bought notebooks, barcode readers, and used simple TXTs as a simple lending system. This was the alternative bibliobus service for almost a year, but our readers were happy with it, even if it wasn't the service they were used to in previous years. Meanwhile, our first bibliobus has been given a new role. Its new mission was to serve local readers as a mobile library point in the parking lot of the library page. Why? Because visiting libraries was forbidden at the time.
And how did the mobile library point work? Readers could send their wishes to our colleagues by phone, email, or just filling an easy Google form, and after 3 or 4 working days they could pick up their wishes at the mobile library point. The service was a huge success. From November 2020 to the end of April 2021, more than 10,000 documents were borrowed and more than 3,000 reader requests were made.
The alternative bibliobus service and the mobile library point have been highly appreciated by our readers, and of course there has been a lot of feedback, most of it positive, which can be seen from the usage data too. Both of the buses with the provided alternative service produced more than 8,000 borrowings, along with 1,400 visitors.
Our readers told us that this solution were a real lifesaver for them in these difficult, isolating and lonely times. We knew that sometimes we were taking a bigger risk, especially because we often visited elderly people, and at those times the vaccine was still in development. But we took the risk, we looked out for each other, of course, and we always followed the rules. This allowed the service to continue in a safe and effective way.
This pandemic has challenged humanity, all of us, on every continent, in every country, in every profession. Libraries also had to come up with new strategies, and that was not easy for anyone. But we can now proudly say that we have not lost as many readers as we expected at the beginning of this pandemic. And what is more, we had a lot of new enrollments. We have now been serving with a bibliobus for a month.
But that is the reason why we do it. Despite the difficulties during the epidemics with a face mask on, we wait for them to meet us again and read what they want. We don't know what the future holds us, but we always find a way to keep serving and keeping our readers happy.
Good work.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Is there any questions for our colleagues? Or we can continue from Hungary to Netherlands. Oh, we can continue.
May I ask Claudia, just one question. How is now situation in Hungary? Is it okay with pandemic? The libraries are open normally?
Well, it's a little complicated still, but we can open. We could open a month ago, and the bibliobus is running as it always should be, more than a month. There are restrictions, of course, face masks, hand sanitizer, and keeping the distance. but the readers starting to find us again. And that is good, I can say, because we miss them very much.
It's good.
It's getting better every day.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank you.
Now it's time for presentation from Netherlands, Antoinette and Inevent. Are they here with us? Yeah, okay. You can start your presentation. Welcome.
Thank you.
Jel on ima video? Kako ćemo?
Vidiš me.
Do you have your presentation and you will do share screen, or we have to put it on? Okay, we'll put it.
No problem, just a minute.
Okay, thank you.
Nizozemska.
Dear guests, I'm delighted to participate in this conference. Memories of the different meetings.
Oh,
the beginning.
Proceed.
Dear guests, I'm delighted to participate in this conference. We have now nice memories of the different meetings in Serbia, Hungary, Bosnia, Slovenia. I hope the moment we will meet again live will not be too far away. Corona times are disastrous for mobile library services, but we enjoy that we can inform our public that in some weeks we are starting again our regular services. The service with our library and other services for the public in the small villages in our region. With the Biblia service bus, our Columbus. Also, I hope we start soon the service desk on our ZB bus for information about government services, learning Dutch language, computer help desk, and so on. I wish you a very inspirational conference.
Lockdowns. In March 2020, the libraries and mobile libraries closed, following the government measures to bring down the number of COVID infections. Our mobile libraries, the Columbus and the Service Mobile Library, had to stay indoors. Many of our customers prefer printed books. It was very convenient for this group of users that we started the takeaway library by the end of April. Users could make reservations online and pick up their books at the mobile library. June. Back on the road. We used the month of May to prepare the mobile libraries to accept visitors. A team of enthusiastic colleagues customized the Columbus and the Service Mobile Library so customers could use the Bibliobus safely. On the 2nd of June, the buses went back on the road. The visitors of the buses were very pleased to re-welcome the Bibliobuses in their villages. After more than 2 months, they were able to seek out books and other library materials. In November 2020, a 2-week lockdown was announced. In December, the libraries had to close again. This time, the lockdown lasted till June 2021. Delivery service. During the 3rd lockdown, we organized the delivery service at home because the takeaway service couldn't reach everybody. So now we bring the books to the people's houses, which is highly appreciated. The ZB bus is a mobile office where we help people with government affairs, learning the Dutch language and problems with smartphones and computers. During the lockdowns, people could reach this service by an online help desk or by phone.
Welcome in the Columbus, our educational media center supporting small schools since 2010. We still work as a library and you can still borrow books, but we also have other facilities like the Microsoft Surface table with educational content, reading promotion activities, and different teams were set up together with local participants. The Columbus also works with a national program called the Library at School. This is a cooperation between libraries, schools and the local government. A great plus is that it's evidence-based. There is academic research on the effect. The goal is always to enjoy reading, because when you enjoy reading, you will read more. And when you read more, your language skills will improve, and then you'll perform better at school. One of the slogans is, read more, better language skills. By reading 15 minutes a day, a child can learn 1,000 new words a year. Columbus also works with a national program called the Library at School. This is a cooperation between libraries, schools and the local government. A great plus is that it's evidence-based. There is academic research on the effect. In every school is a reading consultant. It is the library staff that works in the school. All the other activities are based on the outcome of the monitor. He or she, but mostly she, works with the children in the classroom or with small groups. But the reading consultant can also advise the teachers about their way of working and new approaches. We really became an education partner of the schools for the long term, in the schools and at the schoolyard with the Columbus. A perfect match. All the libraries at schools have the same building blocks. How you as a library realize these blocks depends on local differences like democracy, socio-economic backgrounds and the area of the school. In our case, there are mostly small schools in villages, which is a lot different from the schools that are located in the big city. As a library, you close a contract with the school against a fee per child. By closing a contract, you make the cooperation formal and secured. This is processed in an annual circle. So you start the year with a monitor, which I will explain later on. By analyzing the results, the goals for the next year are set. All schools have a reading and media plan. This is made by the teacher who is educated by the library and is the contact person of the school, together with the reading consultants of the library. These are implemented in the school and the reading activities are done during the school year. Then the monitor will be done again next year and you can check the effect of the work that is done and new goals can be set. Another building block is the collection. Stimulating reading environment is required, so the collection has to be attractively presented with up-to-date books. The Columbus provides in books. The monitor is a digital instrument to collect data from the pupils about the reading frequency, their motivations, but also about the behavior at home and the behavior of the parents, so if the parents read to them and talk to them about books. The teachers are also asked about their behavior in the classroom. The library staff is asked about the school library and the amount of books that are lent, about the reading promotion, etc. You can compare the outcome with last year's and nationwide, so you can see the effect.
Is goed. Oh ja. Ik zie niemand. Oh. Ja, oké.
We saw your video, so do you want to say something?
Is there anybody who has questions about our film?
By the way, excellent presentation. I have one question. When in the video you mentioned reading consultants for children, are they school librarians or some other employee?
Well, I can maybe answer that. Well, it's someone who is working for the library, and it's so it's. But mostly they were teachers before, so people who were working in education, but now are in charge of the library.
Mm-hmm. So every school has one reading consultant?
All the schools that are participants in the Library at School program, yeah, they have one. And they have, for a few hours a week, the reading consultant at the school, yeah.
We have one question on chat. Can you open it?
Yes.
From Anika Marsh. How many villages does the mobile library visit?
Antoinette, weet jij dat?
Oh, I think about 50 villages, I think. The Columbus then. And with the Bible service bus, about 80, I think, totally in our province.
With so many familiar faces like Henk. So we greet him.
Yeah, Henk is our filmer. We have a new colleague, that is Anne. I think you see Anne. Maybe you can say something. Anne is our new coordinator. There, she will show herself.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Hi everybody. En nu gaat hij typen.
Nuno said this Columbus Mobile Library is an inspiration for all. And we agree with him.
Absolutely.
I know.
I don't know.
For many, many years now.
Yes. It's Nuno time now. If you agree, if there's Annika said I had luck to see it in real life once and it was amazing. Oh, we are jealous now.
Yeah, maybe someday we will come to Croatia, maybe, or somewhere else.
We are waiting for.
Yeah.
Okay, Nuno.
Yeah.
Nuno from Portugal. Hi, hello, welcome.
Hello.
It's time for your presentation. So,
Okay, let me start it.
Okay.
Okay, hello everyone. It's a pleasure to be again with my Croatian colleagues and all of other mobile libraries friends all over Europe. It's a great joy to be here again and talk about what we are doing and what we have to do because of the COVID restrictions. So let's get started. Well, for those who don't know where I'm working, well, this is Portugal. This is Croatia municipality. This is very small rural region with very few inhabitants and very aged population. We don't have several kids in many, or we don't have kids at all in the most part of our village, small mountain village. So we have to adjust and adapt our service to those who are in there. This is, of course, our vehicle is small, of course, because we are talking about very small village with very small roads, and we don't need big buses or big trucks like the Netherlands or our Laszlo colleagues from Hungary. Well, after these 15 years on the road, always my thoughts that what the library should be. We can't forget that we are working with people. So sometimes we forget it, and we are interested in the books we take, in the computers we take, but we forget the persons who can visit our libraries, and we forget their needs, and we forget they will. So we have to create libraries that should be more close and more human for people. Because that the libraries nowadays, the libraries is facing some menace, and the surviving of the libraries are very hard. Not just because of COVID times. I think the libraries are in several countries, they are closed, they are shut down, not just because of COVID. So we have to be we should be very relevant in the community and principal useful for the people, because if you are useful for the people can defend us better than if we just exist but we don't care about their wills or about their needs. So how we do this? Well, we are inspired for many our colleagues in Europe, in many colleagues all over the world, and we try to adapt those services to our people needs. So, of course, we are a library. We loan books, newspaper, and magazines. We have the normal bibliographic reference service that all the library have. We have some payment service. We have a small machine that people can pay the water, the phone. We can every kind of bills. They can go to the library, like they go to the bank. they can go to the library and can pay those services. And also because our users are some of them are very old and they can go to the grocery or they can go to the pharmacy. We deliver some groceries and basic necessities and medicines. This is very important in this COVID era, that as you can see later in this presentation. Well, we also connect people. We provide some video calls and video conference because most of our users, they have some family immigrants in France, in Switzerland, in the United States, in Brazil, well, all over the world. They are Portuguese, as you know. So several families go to the libraries to connect with those families who are very far away from them. And there is a small. This is this is very normal in the library because we have computers, we do webcams. Nowadays, almost everyone has a cell phone, but we can teach. We also teach our users to use those cell phones to make those video calls and video conference with their family, with their family. I don't know. Well, this in Portugal, and I think in all over Europe, the connections between the citizens and the state nowadays, it's all made by digital platforms. So we also provide in our mobile library some help to our users to use those digital platforms. It means like the tax declaration, but to renovate your driving license, your citizen card, everything that is a relationship between the citizen and the state, we can provide them in our mobile library. Well, we will also provide simple health service, like we take a specialist of health technician, and we do some blood pressure measurement, some diabetes control, and some cholesterol control also. This is very important because, as I said before, our users are very old and they have special needs in this kind of health service. So why not? The library can provide this. And once again, this is very important in this COVID era, as you're going to see right now. And, well, this is also we also provide some tools and some first aid kits. We never know. In the road, everything could happen, and why not? The library have these resources for their needs also. Well, this is a phrase of Roberto Eco, as you don't know. I put them just to talk about what, of course, all these times of the COVID-19. Of course, it was very hard for all of us because the libraries have to shut down, include ours. The mobile library has to shut down. We face so many difficulties, but I think we have to think twice because we are always reclaiming some attention for the libraries, and specifically in these situations that the libraries must must be close to the people because people needs those services. So we can see COVID-19 as difficulties, but we also see COVID-19 as an opportunity and a strategy to stay open, stay in service, and of course adapt some kind of our service. So the first part we have to need, but as I tell you before, our mobile library was shut down. So I have to integrate our municipality, create a special task force, mobile task force with a small vehicle like this one you have in this picture. So I was the librarian, and I also make part of this task force. And in these routes, I always take all of the service that our mobile library took. So I took boxes with books, with magazines. I take the machine, that ATM machine to pay bills, and we also have a PC to start making all the service of the city post command. We also took the special technique with the healthcare, with the measures of cholesterol, of diabetes. We try maximum to use this mobile task force as the mobile library vehicle, and I think it was a little success because we try to call new users to our mobile site service, and it results. We also adapt, of course, and because we took this guy here, the rest of the technician of the health technician, and we use them to have some health and safety recommendations to the community with leaflet distribution and informative sections, and always something more, because we are a library, and the library, they don't have frontiers to be useful for the people. And of course, this is what is being for 15 years. We have a very, very hard year since 2020. 2021 is, I think, is what it will be the return of some normality, and we have to go on, because libraries are needs for the communities, are needs for the people, and they need us. So we have to be strong, we have to be courageous, and no fear, because fear block us. We can block. We have to continue our service. And I leave you. I'm finished. I leave you this text from a guy, Hugh Randall, that I think says all about what we can do and what our potential to make change in the person's life. So I think it's finished. I hope you like it, and if you have any doubts, I'll be here. I'll be all around here to try to answer your doubts. Thank you so much. It was very good again to try to see you again. Sorry.
Obrigado, Nuno.
Oh, thank you so much for speaking Portuguese. I'm sorry, I have to speak a little fast, but this is when I speak about mobile libraries, I speak very fast. And I drive also very fast.
You can't drive so fast at those roads in the mountains.
Yeah, 15 years of experience.
Okay.
So, but no, I'm joking. I'm I'm careful, because the vehicle is not mine. It's from the municipality, so we have to be careful, of course. Just kidding.
Thank you, Nuno, for your presentation. It was so great.
Thank you.
Klaudija, upali se. Ne čujemo Klaudiju.
My technician, he's on break now. Okay, are we still in Portugal, or we can go to Spain? Do we have any questions? Okay, now we are going to Barcelona. To our colleague, Assumpta Molist. Assumpta.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I'm
very excited now.
I'll start sharing my screen. Okay, as you perfectly said, my name is Assumpta Molist. I'm the director of Bibliobústia Manent, which is one of the 10 mobile library services that belong to Diputació de Barcelona.
Excuse me, did you share screen? Did you share your screen with us? Because we can't see it.
Okay, sorry, just a moment.
Okay.
Now? Are you saying it now?
Yes.
Okay.
You can proceed. Proceed.
Okay. So what I think I should do first is to put all of you into context. before we reach the main topic of the presentation. So let's start talking about Barcelona province, which is one of the 4 provinces of Catalonia. Here you can see it in red. It must be said that it's the most populated area of Catalonia. And in this area, Diputació de Barcelona is the local government who is in charge of a wide range of public services. However, when we talk about libraries, it must be taken into account that the competence of the public library services lies on local councils in Catalonia. So, what do we have in Barcelona as far as libraries are concerned? Well, we could say we have a balance between 2 local governments developing different competences, local councils, and Diputació de Barcelona. For instance, Diputació de Barcelona is in charge of the coordination of a wide library network, as you can see in the figures here. And among all these figures and among all this wide library network, we can find mobile library services. On the one hand, we could say they are just another library performing as any other library in our network. But on the other hand, we could say that they are the exception because they don't have the balance I mentioned before. According to the figures you can see, Diputació de Barcelona has always bet on mobile library services. Nowadays, it's in charge of 10 mobile library services that provide service to 110 municipalities between 300 and 3,000 inhabitants. In coordination with the Management Library Service Office, each vehicle follows its own route, which includes weekly and fortnightly municipalities. Moreover, each mobile library service has a reference library of the municipal libraries network of Diputació de Barcelona. And now, before going through the main topic of the speech, I would like to show you a very short video, just to help you making an idea of how our mobile library service work. So I'll share my screen again. Can you see it?
No, we don't.
Just a moment.
No, not yet.
Just a moment.
Try again.
Yes.
Oh.
Now.
We can see.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So it's just a minute. Sorry. Can you see the PowerPoint again?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. So, despite this video is about Bibliobustaka Manen, you have to know that what I'm going to explain is not only about Bibliobustaka Manen, but includes all the mobile library service of the Diputació de Barcelona. So just take the video as an example. Okay. So now here starts what we could name the pandemic. And the pandemic starts with the confinement, as a similar way it happened in most of the countries of the world. Here you have our main goals. On the one side, we were aware the service should be kept virtually. And on the other side, we had to be prepared for the reopening of the in-person service because we knew that it would not be the same we were used to. Let's start with the virtual mode service. We have to say that social nets were a very helpful tool to keep in touch with our users and a way to emphasize with people who could be emotionally down due to the pandemic. Undoubtedly, social nets played a big role as far as virtual reading promotion activities are concerned. Here we have written just some examples, but it's enough to see these activities include a vast range of population, children, families, adults, so on. It must be said that most of these activities were thought as a cycle, what means that from the beginning, the purpose was to give continuity to the idea, not just the organization of a unique activity. What else? Well, here you have a Biblio, a digital loans platform. It must be said that it was born by an agreement of several government entities like Diputació de Barcelona itself, Generalitat de Catalunya, and the Spanish Ministry of Culture, for instance. And although it was not great because of the pandemic, it has been a very helpful tool, and our users have been encouraged to get used to it during this time. And there's also another thing that should be mentioned, which is the delivering books to vulnerable people that realized two of the mobile library services of Diputació de Barcelona. 3 hospitals and 4 centers were chosen to receive this delivery, and it could be seen as a small contribution to the welfare of people in risk of vulnerability. As you can see, it was realized in collaboration with the area of social cohesion, citizenship, and welfare of Diputació de Barcelona. So now we're going to the other side, to the other purpose. Till now, we have been talking about the first one, which was keeping the service virtually. And now we're going to talk about the second one, which was reopening the in-person service. We knew that when we would be allowed to offer the in-person service again, it could not be realized the same way we were used to. And we had to be prepared to manage it in the best way we could. This is why we needed the help of the Occupational Risk Prevention Office, who, taking into account the government's measures, established some protocols to guarantee the safety for both the staff and the users. In some cases, the protocols were to be applied to the whole municipal library network, although the specific features of the mobile library service were also taken into consideration. So, what did these protocols include? Just to highlight the more relevant issues. The service had to be provided outdoors. It can be provided indoors just in case of bad weather and just allowing the entrance one by one or one family unit at a time. The quality of the return documents must be guaranteed according to the evolution of the pandemic. Reading promotion activities are also taken into account in the protocols and have been adapted to the evolution of the pandemic. First of all, they were only allowed those with the bubble scholar group, and we had to readjust all the planned activities. Nowadays, we are always talking about registration, distance, mask, cleaning, etc. And as you can imagine, when we talk about providing outdoor service, some new needs appear. And this is why each mobile library service has been provided of tables, umbrellas, and so on, as you see here in the pictures, just to make it easy for the staff and users. And here comes one of the topics we have worked harder, which is a timetable. We thought it would be better if we did this previous work before, because it would allow us a quick adaptation to the evolution of the pandemic. If you pay attention to the table, there are important differences among all the 4 timetables on the service hours per stop, municipalities per day, and time. As you can see here, since the 17th of May, we are following a timetable which is almost the same as we did before coronavirus, but still not exactly the same. Now, once the mobile library services are on the road again and providing again face-to-face service, is it the same? Of course not, it's not the same, but not necessarily talking with negative connotation. What I would like to highlight here is the opportunity we've got to integrate or promote services or resources that we think have a right to stay. For instance, communication channels with our users are very essential for us. Here you have what we call Conectăm o Bibliobus, which is a form that allows our users to submit as their request. Moreover, linking points in some municipalities have been established, which gives us the freedom to return, pick up documents with no need to follow the mobile library service timetable in the municipality. And of course, another thing that we have been aware is the increased demand of book sets for schools or other entities. It's something we were already used to, but now it takes more much time. And finally, I would not like to finish without mentioning 2 other aspects that I think have been very, very crucial in the whole process, and they still are, in my opinion. The first one is the staff capacity to adapt to changes. Undoubtedly, the staff has been able to look for imaginative solutions to a very complex situation. Moreover, it must be said that we are proud of our users because they have demonstrated they love the service by adapting to changes and understanding them. Most of our users are getting used to a Biblio, Conectăm o Bibliobus, contact us by email, so on, in a way they had ever hardly done before. It could be said that we have strengthened ties with our users. And that's the end. I hope you found it interesting, and please feel free to contact us if you have any questions, and thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Assumpta. You have a beautiful bibliobus, and we're from Croatia. We're just looking for your mobiles and vehicles, and we're just saying, wow, look, they have this, and I hope in the future we will have the same vehicle to provide our services to our users. Questions for Assumpta? No questions. We're still in Spain. Now we greet
Claudia.
Liliana.
Again, me. I would like to say.
She's in love with Barcelona and Spain.
I would like to say only this, that dear colleagues from Barcelona and Lleida are our partners in Erasmus Plus project, and I hope I will visit Barcelona this year when this pandemic go down. So I will see those book mobiles in person, and Assumpta and Rosa, hi to you also. I'm looking forward very much to it. thank you, dear colleagues, for participating in our conference.
Thank you to you for getting us this opportunity.
Yes.
Good luck in your Erasmus Plus project. We will wait for your photos from Spain, Liliana. Now we're going to also to Spain to our colleague Roberto Soto. Hi, Roberto. Welcome. You should, your microphone is mute.
Okay. Hey, good morning for all. I want to share the screen, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Good morning. Thank you very much for my invitation in this virtual meeting. I am very happy to share this time with all of you and to be able to say hello, my colleagues around the world, especially Liliana, Nika, Antoinette, Nuno, Asunta, hello. In my speech, I would like to explain the job in the mobile libraries of León in the pandemic and its consequences. In the since March 2020, and for the following 6 weeks, Spanish people haven't been able to leave its home. It was a time called confinement. In the calendar on the screen, these days are in blue. When the confinement was over, a new phase arrived called desescalation, with new restrictions but more freedom. During the first phase, the confinement, bibliobuses of León stopped, but its staff continuing to work at home with 2 types of activities. First, internal and technical action, and other external activities directly to user. A part of the team worked on the databases, documentary catalog, user registry, etc., getting a lot of work done late. The other part of the team communicated directly with users by analog and virtual way. Regarding virtual media, we intensify the presence on social networks, especially on our Facebook profile, with storytelling, poetry reading, and especially sending messages of encouragement. Also, for this, WhatsApp groups were created with our users. We also have increased the information on our platforms of the ebook lending and streaming cinema, with instruction for the people that didn't know it, and we access to everybody we didn't have a library card. Also, we also increased the information on our lending service by mail with more flexibility of its use. Another initiative was the recording videos with famous local actors about the stories in YouTube that we then publish on paper, postcard format, with QR codes directly to the links of each video. When the confinement was over, the desescalation arrived, a new phase where it was possible to go out on the street, but with restriction. The Spanish Professional Book Mobile Association published a protocol for the reopening of the bibliobuses. It means basically to walk on the street outside the book mobile, apart from other misses that you can see on the screen. The book mobiles of Leon have following this protocol. There is here some picture about it. Okay. When the desescalation phase finished, the current phase, called new normality, arrived. This time also, the Spanish Professional Book Mobile Association published another protocol adapting the condition of the services to the new condition of this phase. It means basically to have free access to collection for the citizen inside the book mobile, apart from other complementary messages that you can see on the screen. The book mobiles of Leon have also following this protocol with these actions. Okay, and now we have to be with users when they need us most. So we have to adapt our services to the new condition. That is why we have continued organizing, for example, our activities of promotion reading, but with all the necessary prevention initiatives, like this approach to the accordion, ancient calligraphy, or storytelling. In this context, we have continued to celebrate the Spanish National Book Mobile Day, January the 28th, but in a different way about last year. We also continue with our traditional cooking contest and the publication of the resulting recipes to give to our user. Like Guess On and the book mobile is an essential service for people, so we always have an obligation to complete with our user. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you. Yes.
It's for me. Ah, thank you, Roberto.
Thank you.
It is a pleasure to be part of this mobile library community because these people love their jobs, their users, and they're all passionate. And I'm really happy because you're today with us, and really this positive energy is going all through the Europe and Australia, Croatia. So thank you all for this great presentation. And this, we have time for some questions if you have, or if you want to say something in the end of first day of our conference. Muchas gracias, Roberto.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Abrazo.
Abrazo.
I would like to ask from Barcelona.
Nika, želiš li ti nešto reći, Ljiljana?
Evo za kraj ovog prvog dana for the first day, I have to say I think that it went very successful despite of some technical problems that are very normal and happen on, I think, almost any online meeting. All the presentations were so great, and the questions also. I thank all the lecturers. Honestly, I didn't think that everyone would make it this day, and so I'm very I'm kind of very proud and very satisfied and happy that you all participated and brought us so much joy with your presentations in this, well, strange times. So I hope that you will enjoy the rest of your day and that maybe you will join us tomorrow. Tomorrow we will have presentations in, I think that most of them will be in Croatian, because tomorrow we predicted lecturers from our region and Croatia. I think that only one colleague will have presentation from Koprivnica. Anna will have her presentation in English. Yes, but the rest of presentations are going to be in Croatian. So you can join us. You can maybe try to, I don't know, have a glimpse of it. Maybe try to understand something. I invite you all. We will again start at 9. We will have test Zoom, and after that, at 10 o'clock, we will have the official gathering. So I hope you will enjoy the rest of your day today, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Nika. See you all tomorrow.
I would like to say hello to all our friends and to say thank you for joining us. It is a great day for me today to see you all here together. Not in person, but never mind, it will be soon, we hope. Thank you once more.
Thank you, Liliana. One information. Annika Marsh wants to point out that there is an international mobile library group on Facebook. Please join us. Join them. We will join.
She put link in the chat so you can open.
Annika is from Tallinn, Estonia.
Thank you, Annika.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a great.
See you tomorrow. Please come.
See you.
Bye.